Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A tornado spotted in southwest Minnesota today. This video was taken in the Pipestone area that's near Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
The line of severe weather is moving through the valley, mostly to the south. Our storm chaser, Eric Whitehill, has been out for several hours. Right now, he's near Barre, Minnesota. That's east of Traverse Lake. Here's a live look of what's going on. Our chief meteorologist, Hutch Johnson, has, of course, been following the storm as well with his storm team and radar. Hutch, what can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you that the thunderstorms and the radar here not showing impressive big red or pink indications on the radar, but we do have a couple of cells down to the south where there is quite a bit of spin in the lower levels of our atmosphere. The National Weather Service has just expired or allowed to expire the warning in southern Traverse County. Numerous tornado warnings from a line of storms that developed to the southwest of Sisseton, one of which was on the ground for several minutes. Here's a look at the storm. It's really weakening now. Just one lightning strike there just to the north and east of Beardsley, just west of Collins. Here's where storm chaser Eric Whitehill is located with our tracking software right now. There's still a little bit of spin in this storm, but it is falling apart. Now, as we take a look at the big picture, the Twin Cities will see strong thunderstorm activity, and the FM area seeing some moderate to heavy showers pushing in from the south. Our risk of severe weather will really diminish as we go just a little bit later into the evening. I'll have full details in your hour-by-hour forecast in just a minute. No active tornado warnings for right now, and we'll keep our eyes on the skies and let you know if anything gets bad during our broadcast.
Okay, thank you so much, Hutch. And you can stay up to date on the weather conditions where you are anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team weather app to get the latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store.
There's still time for North Dakotans to cast their ballot in local and state races on this primary election day. The spotlight is shining brightest on the race for Republican governor candidate. Right now, businessman Doug Burgum is out with hundreds of volunteers. They tell us they'll be knocking on doors and making phone calls right until the polls close. Burgum says every vote counts.
At this point, it's all about gratitude because we've got met so many amazing people, thousands of people we've met across the state as we've traveled to, all these communities, held hundreds of events. We've gone over 16,000 miles in our 1974 Leakey bus. But when we've been out there, we're hearing from people, understanding their stories, understanding how much people care about the future of North Dakota.
North Dakota Attorney General Wayne Stenjum is also running for North Dakota governor. He cast his ballot today in Bismarck. Paul Sorum is running for the second time. He withdrew from the race back in 2012. North Dakotans have until 8 o'clock tonight to vote, then watch for results and reaction on Valley News Live online and at 10.
And as of 5 this afternoon, more than 12,500 people had voted in the North Dakota primary election in Cass County.
Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop spoke with voters and poll workers about some of the issues that people had when trying to cast their ballot.
There you go.
It wasn't easy for everyone to vote.
All in, all done.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for voting.
Yeah, the card said to come here. Apparently it was the church right in my backyard. So, not a big deal.
Some people, like Paul DeCrane, followed the directions of the county, but ended up at the wrong polling place. It was a mistake made by Cass County.
When the cards went from the printer, their switch card was the same as ours instead of being two different cards. So that's all it was.
Because of the changes in precincts, Journey and Faith will stay this polling location for District 1604 for at least the next few elections.
This building happens to be physically in District 16, but we don't have a polling place physically in District 22-6 that can meet our size we need. And so that's where a little of the confusion is.
This woman lives right next door to the church and found out that she was at the wrong location. Koppelman says prior to 1 p.m., they had about a dozen people come to the wrong location, most understanding about the mistake. Koppelman says the voters' responsibility has changed over the years.
I think people like to have the news bites as far as what the candidates are saying, but the people don't take responsibility of themselves of what they need to do. So it is really my responsibility to know where I need to vote and what I need to vote.
The county election coordinator says they try not to change the locations, but do have to at times due to space and parking issues. Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
More than 47,000 people cast ballots in early voting or by absentee ballot in this primary election. Also new this year, the auditor's office has the capability to see the age breakdown of who is voting. And as of 4 o'clock this afternoon, nearly 3,000 people who did vote locally were aged 65 to 74, but only 521 were 18 to 24 years old. The election coordinator says it's good to see the demographic breakdown so they can look into any possible voting issues or perhaps more education for certain age groups.
A crow from Grand Forks has been identified as having West Nile virus, and the city is now urging people to take extra precautions to avoid being bitten by mosquitoes. The health department says to help reduce your risk of getting West Nile, you should use insect repellent that contains DEET. Limit outdoor activities between dusk and dawn. Wear long pants and long sleeve shirts when possible, and eliminate standing water around your home. Citywide spraying is taking place in Grand Forks and East Grand Forks between 9:30 this evening and 1 in the morning.
Minnesota State Patrol is looking for a vehicle involved in a deadly hit and run. 10-year-old Kaylin Donovan was killed after being struck in Aiken County near Mille Lacs Lake. Officials say the driver might not know they were involved in the crash. Anyone with information is asked to call Lieutenant Adam Fulton. The phone number is 218-316-3025.
A lawnmower accident has claimed the life of a school district employee in Valley City. Police say 51-year-old Todd Heck died yesterday while mowing the grass at Hanna Stadium. Heck was apparently killed when he went uphill with a zero-turn riding lawnmower. Police say the mower flipped and landed on his back. Heck was trapped under the mower for quite some time.
Since the investigation of that mass shooting in Orlando is still underway, it's not known yet what potential types of police tactics may be developed for local agencies responding to possibly similar calls. Omar Mateen, the man behind the deadliest shooting in U.S. history, reportedly pledged allegiance to ISIS during a 911 call. Police already in place allows dispatchers to quickly send the SWAT team to an active shooter situation. However, police say it doesn't make sense to start a new policy of automatically sending the SWAT team just because someone mentions ISIS in a 911 call like the Orlando shooter did.
Quite frankly, that it would be a very dangerous precedent to follow. If somebody says a particular phrase, almost no matter what that phrase is, that all of a sudden SWAT team is going to be activated and whatnot. It's situationally dependent. We're going to respond to what people do.
Meanwhile, there's state-of-the-art technology in the Red River Valley to warn people of immediate danger. Dispatch centers in Grand Forks and Fargo have the ability to send messages directly to cell phones in a specific area, warning them of a specific danger.
From the White House to national TV, one West Fargo 12-year-old is cooking his way to fame. Carter Casola won the Healthy Lunchtime Challenge put on by Michelle Obama and is now going to be on Food Network's Chopped Junior. Thousands of kids tried out and only 45 were picked to be in the second season. The episode airs tonight on Food Network at 7 p.m. The family says they'll be watching from home, and Carter, of course, will be cooking up an appetizer.
Speaking of food, it's Tuesday, which means it's time for another restaurant report card. Tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, we investigate which restaurants in Moorhead have critical violations.
Are you feeling a little patriotic today?
Bit.
You should, because later on Valley News Live at 6, the history behind Flag Day.
Our risk for funnel clouds, tornadoes, and severe weather is waning as we head into the evening hours. Flooding rains in southern Minnesota and southeast North Dakota. Got heavy rain as well. Your hour-by-hour forecast is coming up right after this.